drop precipitously to the creek below. Streams in the canyons were fast-moving with snowmelt this time of year, cutting jagged edges into the mountainside. Abbie hiked down the steep embankment where the car was crumpled. The back of the dark car was in nearly perfect condition, even though the automobile had taken a nosedive into the rushing creek. Despite efforts to light the scene, the darkness made it impossible to see much of the front, let alone who or what was inside it. "What do we know about the driver?" "Nothing," Clark answered. "We can't touch the body until the ME gets here and does his thing. It looks to me like he drove straight off the road. Anyone see anything?" Beyond the lights the officers had set around the car, there was nothing but blackness. Nobody lived anywhere near this winding stretch of the canyon. Clark shrugged. "Anyone check up there?" Abbie pointed to the other side of the creek. There was an unofficial campsite just past the first ridge where local teenagers liked to hang out, drink beer, and do whatever teenagers did when left to their own devices. It hadn't been so long ago that she'd spent the occasional weekend evening up a canyon beyond the careful watch of parents and church leaders. Abbie couldn't see light from a campfire, but if she was lucky, someone might be up there, someone who could have witnessed the crash. Clark kicked the dirt. "No." Abbie knew he was embarrassed he hadn't already thought of checking the site, but Clark probably hadn't been the kind of teenager who hung out at non-sanctioned campsites. It wouldn't have occurred to him. "No worries. You stay here to meet the ME." Flashlight in hand, Abbie crossed the stream with dry feet, courtesy of two fairly stable rocks and some luck. From there, it was a steep but not difficult climb up a well-worn, dusty path. As she stepped into the cleared area, the breeze shifted so that the pleasant smell of campfire smoke was unmistakable. A few large trunks served as benches around a fire pit, deep red embers still glowing beneath the wet, charred remains of the logs. Abbie slowly shone her flashlight in a circle around the camping area. All she could see were trees. Aside from the sound of rushing water from the creek below, it was silent. No giggling, no nervous snickering. She hadn't interrupted a lovesick teenage couple. Abbie repeated her circle of light. This time, as she faced into a breeze, she inhaled a cloud of cannabis along with the campfire smoke. She pointed the light toward the breeze and walked around one of the large logs. Her beam lit up a sleeping bag, backpack, and a few empty cans of beer. "Hello?" she called. "I'm Detective Abbie Taylor of the Pleasant View City Police Department. I'm not here to enforce fire violations or drug laws. I'm interested in the car accident on Route 39. Abbie hoped her voice sounded friendly enough to persuade the source of the smoke to come forward. There was a rustling on the other side of the sleeping bag. Then a man in his early 20s stepped into the light. His dark hair fell to his shoulders, and he had a scruffy beard. His fitted t-shirt revealed highly developed shoulders and arms. He was a climber. He stepped closer to the fire pit and poured water over it from a plastic milk carton. The water hissed as it hit the last of the glowing coals. "Hi, is there a problem?" The young man didn't wait for Abbie to answer his question before launching into his explanation for being where he was at this time of night. "I'm just up here for the night, climbing first thing in the morning. Actually, there is a problem. There's been a car accident." Abbie pointed toward the road. Even in the darkness, you could see the lights at the scene clearly through the trees. "Did you see anything?" The climber hesitated for a moment, but then must have decided cooperating with the police was his best option. "Yeah, I saw it," he said. His tone went higher at the end of the sentence instead of deepening into finality. There was more. "Can you describe what you saw, Mr.?" Abbie asked. "Strong. Bryce Strong." "Mr. Strong, as I said before, I'm only interested in the car accident, not any other—" She cleared her throat. She didn't want to spook her eyewitness. "Minor infractions." Her words had the desired effect. Bryce Strong exhaled and the tension in his jaw relaxed. "Okay, so the crash was sorta weird." "Weird?" "Yeah. You know the place in the road where you can't see around the bend?" "Yes." Abbie knew exactly where Bryce Strong was talking about. There were twists up much